Hello and welcome to Crypto Weeklies. In this video, we are going to analyze Ethereum and its token ETH. None of the content is financial advice. Right now, the price of ETH is coming in at around $2,600. This represents the rally back from the range lows from set from August 2023 and again tested back in April 2025, back from that level to the ascending green line, which has been the support from June 2022. Again, major area of support for 2.5 years, which ultimately got broken in February 2025. Now from this level, the price kind of broke down to it, came back to this support, and it's now testing this green line as a resistance. The key stops from here on are again the 20-week simple moving average. If there is a pullback at around 2225, and the 21-week exponential moving average at around 2400. So that those are the key levels to watch from to the downside. To the upside, right now the for this week and the week after that, the $3,000 level for ETH remains a key area of resistance. If there is a breakout from this ascending green line of support, then the key levels to watch are the 0.618 at around 3400 and the 0.786 at around 4k. That's where ETH had three peaks in 2024 in March, June, and in December. If we were to look at the current ETH risk on this BTC ETH 20-week risk normalized view, again ETH right now, the risk is coming in at around 49% or 0.49 as of June 10. Again, there has been some cool off in the risk levels over the last 3 to 4 days, from 0.49 to now 0.43. The overall market sentiment has also cooled off from the overall sentiment in the last 3 to 4 days in the 80s. Now the social sentiment related to crypto is in the 50s. That means not as bullish as it was over the course of last week or so. If we look at the narratives also at this point, again if we refresh those narrative, the bullish sentiment although is kind of prevailing, as the overall sentiment over here is kind of in the midway, where there are several bullish narratives, but also the size of the bearish narratives is also coming up in an increasing fashion. That means there are some concerns in the market. At least this is the high level of activity related to crypto content on YouTube and X. Again, this is the social media news sentiment analyzer. All of the content, by the way, available for free on cryptoweeklies.com, link on the bottom of your screen. This one of the narratives, again kind of concern, is this sell related narrative. Bitcoin kind of taking the center stage, altcoins garnering some attention, but again not that much. Ether is holding on its own again in terms of the narratives, especially with respect to the stable coin, and the recent upgrade in ETH has kind of, you can see that even over the last key performance period, Bitcoin is up by about 1%, whereas ETH is up by about 3%. Over the last 7 days, Bitcoin fell. ETH kind of held steady over the last 30 days as well. ETH has outperformed Bitcoin. If you look at the ETH BTC ratio over here, this particular ratio has kind of improved. Again, nowhere close from where it was back in 2021. So again, that was at around 0.09 almost. The price of one BTC was 1/10 of what one Bitcoin was doing. So for example, back then in December 2021, Bitcoin was at around 50k, whereas ETH was close to 4.5k or something. So now but Bitcoin is at around 106k, whereas ETH is languishing at around 2.6k. So almost, in terms of the market cap as well, there is a 1.7 trillion difference between ETH market cap and Bitcoin market cap. So that's where ETH, you can see ETH BTC ratio has come up with that, from that range, macro range lows since 2019, which it had double bottom, came back to the 20-week simple moving averages, and kind of where we are somewhere over here. where the price tries to break out of this range after a rally from the range lows, comes back to this, came back, that is in 2019, came back to this level of some particular interest again at the 20-week back in 2019. Similar story right now in 2025, after 5-6 years later, potentially trying to break out of this resistance level, but again has not been successful for the last 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 weeks now. If it continues to have a downward trajectory, again it could be somewhere of similar midpoint from this low point till this high, somewhere over here at low 0.02, and then again tries to rally back to the 20-week one more time. If it does not, then tests to form a slightly higher low like it did in 2019, and then in the second half of 2025, somewhere towards the end of or midpoint of third quarter, that's where the higher low could be formed if we look at some of the cyclical nature of the market, and then ETH could meaningfully start outperforming Bitcoin if there is a good seasonality, favorable seasonality in the crypto asset class. Right now, if you look at the 2025 year of 2025, even Bitcoin and ETH, again Bitcoin is up by about 12% from the yearly open. ETH is now down by about 25%. At one point, ETH was down 56% from the yearly open, so it has improved, certainly improved on its USD performance from negative 56% to now negative 25. Similarly, Bitcoin also had a similar delta from negative 20% to now positive 11%. So about 35% gainer on its own trajectory as Bitcoin did. So did ETH at around 30% improvement from negative 56 to negative 24. So that's where we are in terms of the BTC ETH ratio, BTC ETH risk levels. Again, as and when if they indicate a breakout on this from this moderate risk to this high risk, that's where any concern related to distribution phase or any topping pattern become more and more interesting at this point in time. The risks and the completion of bull run is fairly low at per this top 100 crypto market cap performance. The Bitcoin and the crypto bull run is only 32% over per the risk levels. In terms of some of the popular crypto rallying is, again, over the last 24 hours, again Bitcoin Cash was rallying. Similarly, now Solana is pumping. So somewhere over here, ETH is in the positives. It turned slightly 0.5% up over the last 24 hours. Over the last 7 days, slightly down 5%. Over the last 30 days, still up by about 2.5%. Over the last 90 days, ETH is up majorly, again in the top 5 spots, by about 31%. So again, slowly but surely, attention is shifting towards ETH. In terms of the machine learning based price forecast for ETH, on our own website, this machine learning model trained on the weekly price of ETH since 2017 says that all things equal, the likelihood of price going up with time per this pink line, which is the base case scenario, is higher than going down with time. Provides some directionality guidance. If there is a non-euphoria bull run in the next 6 months, the price could be somewhere between 3K and about 4.5K per this non-euphoria bull run peak. In an event of 2 standard deviation or a euphoria rally in the next 6 months, the price could be somewhere between 3,200 and about 6,500. That's the kind of intermediate scenario. The bull case or the blowoff top scenario for ETH is per the model with 99.7% confidence that the prices would be lower than this red line for any particular week. For example, for this week, there is 99.7% chance that the prices are lower than 3,400. Between now and towards the end of or mid-November 2025, the peak forecasted is somewhere between 3.5K to about 9K for ETH. And in terms of the fib levels, you could check in terms of how this could pan out uh, as part of the Fibonacci levels. Again, if ETH were to go back to its previous all-time high, that would mean a fib level of 1, and at that point um, the price forecasted, or not forecasted, the price could be at around 4,900. That would be the proper the Fibonacci levels, touching the previous all-time high for ETH. In terms of the 1.618 for ETH, it's coming in at around 7,500. The 2.618 is at around 11,500. So last time around, from the 2017 or 2018 peak to 2019 bottom, ETH did rally to about 3.414 fib level, where the in 2021 where the peak was at around 4.7k. This time around, accounting for some diminishing return, the 3.414 is at around 14,000, accounting for a diminishing return. The per the fib levels, the rally could take as high as about 2.61 at around 11k. If it falls short of that, then the 9k becomes more and more relevant. Again, with that, the regression based fair value of ETH looks at the price action at a key juncture of what is considered to be a fair value per this polynomial regression based fair value estimation. In the pink line, the fair value for ETH comes at around 3,700. The price is lower than the fair value. The purpose of this analysis to identify if the overall asset is in a bullish phase or a bearish phase. And in terms of the DCA opportunities, again, whenever the prices are lower than one standard deviation residual applied to the fair value, which is captured by this green line, that's where major opportunities arise in the market. Again, a similar scenario occurred in March to April of 2025, as well as in June till late February 2023, June 2022 till late February 2023. The opposite of this one standard deviation bottom is the one standard deviation peak that is currently with in terms of the regression based fair value, one standard deviation residual higher. This yellow line is coming in at around 6,200. Again, this line met a lot of resistance. Price action met a lot of resistance as it rallied close to this yellow line, and together this yellow and green line price action stays about 68% of the time in these bands, the one standard deviation regression bands. If they were to go to that, price action were to go to that level, the price action could see some resistance around $6,300, which is coincidentally the two standard deviation machine learning based price forecast. If we look at the DCA opportunity and risk associated with DCA and ETH, right now they are at around somewhere around less than 20%, between 10 and 20%, at 2,500. At one point, the risks were close to 10% in early April of 2025. This marked a bottom similar to June, July 2022 and December 2022. If the risks were to go between that intermediate level between 0.4 and 0.4, let's say 0.4 and 0.6 risk, that's where the non-euphoria bull run rallies kind of resolve themselves. If the price were to go to that 0.4 to 0.6, the price could be somewhere between 4,900, that is the previous all-time high for ETH, and 6,500, that's the two standard deviation machine learning price forecast, and the one standard deviation regression based fair valuation for ETH. Any topping pattern discussion could occur when the price comes close to this dotted red line, which is the two standard deviation residual applied to the regression based fair value on which this risk levels are calculated. That's where the blowoff top analysis becomes more critical. Right now the price is much lower than the even the fair value of the regression based estimation. If we look at the time weighted average price risk for ETH, it's kind of elevated, but the risk score is still in the lower 40s. But the key point is whenever this price action comes close to this blue line, which is the time weighted average price, that marks some of the major bottoms for ETH. Again, there are no guarantees that the price always comes to this time weighted average price based estimation. this blue line, but as the distance between the price and the time weighted average price kind of diminishes, that makes the asset more and more lucrative, at least for personally speaking. In terms of the overall estimated bull run target for ETH as a composite estimation of the risk levels, that comes at somewhere at 8,000, between 8,000 and 8,100, as a confluence of the risk-based analysis that we conducted on this video. The DCA model, or the regression-based model, 16% risk, time-weighted average price lower 40, the simple moving average price 43% risk, weighted risk at around 30%, estimated bull run peak with the hypothesis that the three models have a weighted risk close to 95% together, comes at around bull run peak of about $8,100, representing a reward of about 3.1 or 3.2x from the current price of about 2,500. And with that, I would like to conclude the video. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please give us a like and subscribe, and hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.